I'm excited for season 3.
Yeah, me too.
I know you guys are just getting back to work next week.
Yeah. Wait, I have a bone to pick with you.
What?
I won an award on TV Fanatic. You know the award I won.
He's like one of the boss men. So.
Do you know the award I won on TV Fanatic? You guys voted me the character that needs to get the fuck off the show. GTFO. I won that award on TV Fanatic. Tried to be mature about it. Not being mature about it.
Now you're taking us down.
Taking it really personally. Take it back.
He's texting the editor who probably put that all together.
Take it back.
We'll take it back.
I want you to take it back. I'm
saying on camera, we'll take it back.
Yeah, you take that back. Because you'll regret it, because season 3 Cami is going to come in so great and so awesome that whoever wrote that, I'm sorry, but you're going to feel a little silly.
Okay. All right. I think the challenge is there.
Yeah, okay.
I like it.
I think I'm going to win this challenge. I like winning challenges.
I'm officially on the record as being on your side.
Thank you.
For this challenge, and I'm going to have words with my editor when we get done with this.
Thank you.
I love that you brought it up. That's awesome.
No, of course, I had to.
I like it.
It would just be a super awkward interview if I didn't. I would just stand there like, what?
I'm not talking to you people.
What? Whatever.
So how would you describe Cami's journey at the start of season 3, knowing maybe the little bit that you know?
First of all, awesome. Thank God she stayed around.
God she's not dead.
Thank God she's not dead and I still have a job. But also, I think she's realized, okay, I need to make some boundaries here. Like, I'm getting too involved with this psychopath. I need to sociopath. I always get corrected. Like, obviously, I'm not a therapist. So I'm like, he's a narcissist. I don't know. He's a killer. No, he's not. No, he is. So what is he? I don't know. Anyway.
He's complex.
That's
the way to get around.
So but she's like, oh, I need to maybe distance myself from people who are like a serial killer. And so she is. And like in that mature decision, I think she's found a part of herself that is very strong. And she's found a role in New Orleans that is a new role.
But I share the mentality that people are good and something has to cause them to react differently to life as a defense mechanism. Of course, I also don't think there are vampires, and if there are, maybe I'd be proven wrong that some people actually are just evil.
There's a built-in audience with Vampire Diaries fans coming over, but what can you say to them to them and to everybody else who might want to watch? What would you say to them about the originals to make them watch?
I think the Vampire Diaries is a wonderful coming-of-age story about a girl and guys, girls and boys figuring out what they believe in and what they're going to fight for. And the great thing about the originals versus the Vampire Diaries is these are people who already have those beliefs. They know what they believe in, and they're fighting for what they believe in. And it's a very powerful story because of that.
I mean, Cami has very grounded morals, and Klaus does not. And that causes tension in their relationship. So Klaus will do something awful, terrible, and inexcusable, and Cami will be the person who gets pissed off at him and and tell him, not pissed off, now it's more explain to him why what he did was maybe not the best thing to do. And I don't know how much Klaus actually listens, but I think he does respect her, but I don't know if he listens. I think maybe it's like he'll do something completely irrational and awful, and then maybe right after he does it, he goes, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Because Cami wouldn't have wanted me to, but I don't even know if he does that, actually.
I think he does. As a viewer, I think he does. I think Cami is the only person he listens to.
Yeah, I think he does listen to her, and I think he should listen to her. I think she has truly his best interest at heart, and so she wants him to do well. She wants him to be a happy person and a complete person and a whole person. Because whether she likes it or not, she does have feelings for him. She wants the best for him. And so I guess some people would call that loving. Help be a therapist to everyone. That's kind of her MO. So when she was with Elijah, she tried to be his therapist, and obviously she's a therapist to Klaus, and is a therapist to Davina and to Vincent. I mean, Haley, she just naturally has that in her. So the Michelson family therapist. I think she will probably eventually be Hope's therapist, but I think that's just her always going to be. She's not going to ask for money back. She's just going to try to help these people be happy.
Why did you ask me to meet you here?
Well, I had hoped we might have one of our little chats.
Cami finally has her degree, so that big accomplishment. Go, Cami. And so she's starting her practice as a therapist, and of course, what better way to start your practice as a therapist than trying to solve the emotional problems of a 1,000-year-old psychotic vampire? I agreed to see you professionally, but I was very clear when I set our boundaries, and they don't include.
You know, I have to say, I always think my character is going somewhere, and I'm usually wrong. But where they have me going, the writers, it's so much better than where I had my character going. So I'm always very appreciative that I'm not a writer, because it would just really be, again, and then everyone lives happily ever after, and everything's resolved. The end. The end of the series. Yeah, it's sunshine and roses, and everyone is friends.
But the writers have set up such a wonderful moral base for her. You know, she's really solid morally, and I would love to see her stay there. Because everyone else is so fluid morally. You know, they will give up their morals if that makes them go further in life. I would like to see her counter that with a really great moral foundation.
I think Cami has more strength than the average person, and so that's what's carrying her through all of this struggle. And she's a fighter. You know, there's a fire in her, and she's not going to go down without a fight. And that's what's kept her alive. And the fact that the writers like me, they're gonna keep her alive. Hopefully, I don't know. I brought them donuts yesterday just to make sure Cami stays alive.
The donuts are working there.
Yeah. I'm trying to bribe them. Cami has no superpowers, but I brought you donuts.
Being one of the few humans on a supernatural show, they might keep you around.
I hope so. Yeah, sometimes I really wish Cami had more power, because she gets feisty too, so she'll take on these all-powerful creatures. And it's like, Cami, don't do that. You have zero power.
Her fearlessness is pretty attractive, though. That's pretty amazing given her vulnerability.
Yeah, I think she doesn't realize, exploring some of the, if you come in contact with a Ted Bundy, let's say, I mean, would you stand up to him, or would you just just let fate take your life? I mean, I think Cami would be one of those girls who would be like, no, Ted Bundy, I'm going to take you on and I might win.
I don't think she'd be scared of Ted Bundy.
I don't know. I don't think so either. I mean, it just seems that you can see there's certain qualities to certain characters. I mean, this is extreme evil, but also charming. She doesn't back down from that.
Once she realizes that she is the only person without a supernatural power, it might be a little daunting. Every artist has a story, you know.
And what do you suppose his story is?
He's angry, doesn't feel safe, and doesn't know what to do about it. Or maybe he just drank too much tonight. Sorry, overzealous psych major. Cami is a psychology student. Klaus is a vampire. Cami believes that everyone is good and no one is truly evil. Klaus actually might be truly evil. For Klaus to have a person who believes in the good of all people in his life is going to be a good thing for him, right? It's going to maybe bring out a nicer side in him, if he does have a nicer side. So do you paint?
Does not want her memories erased. And I think it's pretty unjust of Klaus to continue to erase her memories and kind of use her as a pawn. But I think he'll find that if he wanted a pushover, he found the wrong girl, because she's definitely not. And she's not going to take this lying down, for lack of a better way to put it. But she's not. And she's fighting it, and it continues to fight him and says, stop doing this to me. You're taking away things I need to feel. And And so when he approaches her, everything's remembered. And then when he leaves, her mind goes blank again. So she's a smart girl. She's getting her PhD in psychology. So she's going to try to, you'll see her figure out how she can overcome this supernatural thing via human tactics. Cryptic notes that she's writing herself in the moment to try to outside of the moment. Obviously the writers watched the movie Memento.
You really said that to him? People are not awful, they want to be good. Wow. Bit saccharine, no?
Why don't you ask your boyfriend?
You're feeling jealous. It seems as though you are, and yet you and Nick are not lovers. You admitted so yourself, you've never even kissed.
We're not romantically involved, no, but I do care about him. I see that he wants to be more than what he is, and I don't think you would do much to help him get there.
You see the good in Nick. Tell me, are you the one to bring it out of him? The frail little human that he has manipulated, abused, and compelled to be everything from stenographer to spy. He doesn't care about you, darling. You're just a thing that he uses from time to time. That's all.
You can say whatever you want. I can't stop you. But I do find it interesting how angry you are. I think you're worried. If there's anything that Klaus likes about me, it's my mind, that I can understand him. And you are beautiful, and you are powerful, and you do have a long history together. But you're worried he doesn't love you. That maybe he does see the truth, that your mind, it's a bit damaged, isn't it?
Well, wouldn't that be kind of like an interesting dynamic? I mean, she's fighting for her memories, and
Right.
he may not approve of Klaus kind of manipulating a human in such a way that she's kind of lost some of her identity over it.
He's definitely nicer. Elijah's definitely nicer than Klaus. And the scenes that we did have were great because, yeah, we're both fighting for redemption from our brothers. I had a brother that went crazy and I lost him. And I think Elijah feels on the cusp of losing his brother constantly. And there was a scene that was deleted that I hope people get to see someday. He sees Cami on the street and she says, "I gave up on my brother. Don't give up on yours." Getting a little choked up just thinking about it. And he and I have that sort of, not he, I mean, I love him in life, but Cami and Elijah have that loyalty and sort of that grounded good-heartedness. I think that's, if there's any other way to put that, than that word that I'm looking for. Her integrity and her ability to forgive. She truly believes that people are good. And especially with what she's gone through, I think I wish I had more of that in my heart and in my head and my soul.
Why am I here?
Well, because of all the people that could be here, you're probably the only one he wouldn't immediately slaughter. Also, he speaks of you with what is a rare degree for him, at least, of respect. So you challenge him to see himself and others in a new light.
Well, perhaps it's time our roles reversed. I'll run away from love if you run toward it.
And she sees good in him, and she believes in him. And I think she's one of the few people that have that for him in his life. And so he appreciates her. And she kind of, she doesn't deal with his BS either. She expects more from him than I think other people. So he has to step up and be on his best behavior.
Is that perhaps the basis for some of her relationships? She sees the humanity in each one of these people who are not completely human anymore?
Yeah, she sees the even if it's a small little bit of humanity in these 1,000-year-old vampires. She sees it and she brings it out of them, which is her superpower.
You talked about the artist wanting to control his demons. Do you think he ever did?
Some demons will not be tamed.
Maybe we just do the best we can and never give up.
Feeling tired.
Come in.
It's funny. Even though we're so different, I feel like I've always known you. Maybe it's because I've been in your mind. Or maybe that's just how you know you love someone.
I do love you, you know.
I thought you were going to tell me that tomorrow. I really don't have another tomorrow, do I? The noise, the people, will you make it go away? Klaus, what's that? What's happening?
Your heart is slowing, but it still beats. You're fighting because you want to live.
I wanted to be brave. I wanted to handle this with dignity. I can't. I don't want to go. I'm so scared.
I'm here. I'm here.
So much for the brave bartender, huh? When I said I was ready to die, I was full of it. Oh, I just wish I had done more than serve a few drinks and fail completely as your therapist.
Don't you think for a moment that you failed me? You stayed my hand, quelled my rage. You inspired goodness in me. And unlike all of the souls I've encountered and forgotten in the long march of time, I will carry you with me.
I guess that makes me immortal.
It's a terrible love that I'm walking with spiders.
Not yet. Just stay a bit longer.
Do you remember the Bible verse on John's headstone?
The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it.
I was never naive enough to think that I was your light. But there is light in you. All of that anger, the cycle of abuse that Michael began, you can end it. You have to. So you can be the light for your little girl.